Welcome to the V8 Veterans, round number 3 from Fuji. Tonight for the Fuji 200, we are doing the split 2 replay broadcast tonight from last Thursday. We're going to take you straight into the action tonight. We're going to head straight down to the grid here for what should be a good race, considering how good this top split guys were. I heard the split 3 were good as well. Let's take you straight down there. We'll get rid of the music. We'll go straight in with an intro and go through the grid. Hey, we've got a cool pole sitter tonight. The pole sitter tonight is the man, the myth, the legend, Halil Caesar on pole tonight with Simon Heddershield starting for P2, Darren Crosby and Rick Sibra off the second row with Quainey 57 and Tim Harris rounding out your top 6. Rick Feigl will start from 7th tonight with Robbie Griffiths, Darren Goosey and Roderick Hollis your top 10. 11th on the grid, Stephen Gratch with Troy Sipple starting out at P12 tonight. 13th on the grid is Chris Barrage with Mark Peck. Then it's Peter Latham, Dave Garbutt, Matt McMillan's in there as well tonight as he starts from 17th with Mario Reali beside him. On the grid we've got Monday and Mikowski in 20th place with Boyce and Weston your top 22. Jason Dibattito out of 23rd with Blanchard your top 24. 25th on the grid tonight is Richard Borella with Simon Pitt, then McMillan and Martin down in 28th with Clark and O'Loughlin your top 30. Kelleher and James round out the 32 with Hayes, Buckland, Healy and Dave Bordock down there in 36th place on the grid. 37th Wayne Lecomte and Jason Fewens and Marlon Lofthouse tonight is in race control. Jason Fewens will start from the back of the grid. Let's head down to the grid now and turn the cars up and get ready for some action and to get underway here for what will be 200 kilometres around this Fuji circuit. It is new to the iRacing network, so a lot of drivers still coming to terms with it. We saw that in the top split race, just some drivers still getting their head around the overtaking points and also the strategy, that side of it. Was a little bit tricky, but let's see how the second split handle it. These guys usually know what they're doing. Hello everyone that's tuning in. We've got Jacob Neasley in the house, Anita's here as well, Craig Friend, hello, Troy Sipple as well, Will Wilson's here, T-Stam eSport Racing, good eve. Let's get set to go racing any second now. We're just waiting, I think, on 2 drivers to grid up, and then we'll be right. Stephen Murray says Jason is in split 1, isn't he? Oh, he could be. He's appeared on the grid here. Maybe he loaded into the wrong server, and that's what's happened there. I'm not sure. Right, let's wait. We've got Halil Caesar, who is on pole position. We've been watching his progress as he came back for this season. He's had a few seasons off. Performed really well at the last event. Now tonight he starts in the best possible position. They do get the outside run down towards the first hairpin corner here, so let's hope it all goes to plan and we don't have a huge pile up. We're about to get underway. The green light is on and we're away. Good start of the front row, very even between the two of them. They didn't muck around at all as they all now fan out down towards the braking zone, looking pretty good at the back as well. Everyone getting away down the inside. Heddershield has snuck through. Was there contact there? Maybe between Heddershield and Caesar. They now race down out of turn 1, and in the background Crosby's there. Sibber and Quain all held position as well. Goosey made up 1, Barrage made up 3. Sideways action already for Halil Caesar as he just gets on the power there, and obviously cold tyres. They've got to be patient. First couple of laps here tonight. Jason Dibattito's made up 5 spots, as has Richard Borella. He's made up some great gains as well. The Wodonga Carson Parts car sitting up in 21st place now as Christopher Blanchard looking good in the Peggy Performance car. Has a little bit of look underneath him as well, but Heddershield out in front already by over half a second. So great start. Very even off the get-go. Both drivers releasing the clutch, getting not a lot of wheel spin at all. Both Caesar and Heddershield got away very evenly. Rick Sibra, Quainey, Harris, Feigl all holding position. Hollis has made up 2 in the Froggy car. You can see him now starting to attach to the back of Rick Feigl. But Heddershield will try and lead through and finish the first lap. Hello, Dave Worrell. Nice having you watching as we go through this twisty little section now. And already the top 10 have spread out to 4.3 seconds, and they're moving around trying to break the toe as we finish the first lap of the race. It is Heddershield by just on a second, so lap 2 of 45. Very, very good get-go in the background. You can see wheel-to-wheel action. It's Goosey will go defensive here into the braking zone, but I think Hollis may sneak down the outside. He does. Now he'll try and hold position there. That's door to door. And a little bit of a wobble there for Hollis as he got on the throttle. And he has to fall back in behind. Sipple's in the mix of that too. Made up one position, running in 11th. Raj in front of him. Then you got Robbie Griffiths, Gretsch, Garbutt and Monday. Then Peter Latham tonight in the brand new Racecraft livery in 16th place. Dippertito and Matt McMillan behind him. Then it's Scott Weston. Further back down the order, Richard Barella with Roy Clark, the Banter Alliance car, right behind him. Braden O'Loughlin, another of the Frog cars, down in 27th with Pitt and Martin. Then you got Reg James up 2 spots into the top 30 now. He's got Kelleher and Baldock behind him. There's Dave Baldock finding his way down the hill, this brand new circuit. I'm not sure how much of a chance a lot of these drivers have had to get out there and just do 100 or 200 or so laps. You need to get yourself really accustomed to this circuit. I'll tell you who's looking good though from the get-go. This man Heddershield and also Caesar is starting to fight back as we go down the pit straight side by side. They are wheel to wheel, these two. This is for the lead of this race, and Rick Sibber is also closing up at every possible moment. We'll jump on board with him because he's going to go to look at the top two. He had to back right out of that into the braking zone for turn 1. And Caesar will try go around the outside. He moves across. Oh boy, that's close between those two. A lock up on the inside for Heddershield. Caesar now drives out of the corner, still on the outside. Oh, they do make some contact there as they head down the hill. They're still into it, these two. And oh, there's going to be more contact. So a bit of biff and barge going on there. And the 53 car now back to 3rd position. Although he's hanging on the inside, and it's still on between these two. Meanwhile, Darren Crosby starts to have a little bit of a look. Back on board with Heddershield, and lock up again from Rick in front. He's up 2 positions now. Halil Caesar with the elbows out, pushing his way through back into the lead of the race, and that's where he wants to be. Battle back in the pack with Hollis and Goosey as well. Roderick wheel to wheel with Goosey now. Barrage is not too far off the back of them, and Rick Viger just in front. On board with Rick now, and oh, good overtake down the inside. That was an aggressive little push, and he got straight through there and moves himself up into 7th now, 3 spots up. Good job. So they come back at him now. It's Hollis with Viger. Look at the eyes on that Mustang, ready to make its move down the inside towards 1. He should be able to get this done. And late on the brakes was Roderick, and then the Old Mate and Sons car of Darren Goosey had to go to. Someone went very, very deep back there in the braking zone. Robbie Griffiths went to a different postcode there, and oh dear, that's Halil Caesar off in the wall as well. Now, has he done that by himself, or was there contact? We won't know because we can't do replays on a replay file. But Halil Caesar now back into 20th place.
Best control 052, can check turn 1.
And, well, you guys can let us know.
Cover that 052.
Christopher Blanchard says Sips has the 2nd best looking Pecky Performance car. They are fantastic, aren't they? The new livery for Pecky Performance. One of my favourites, that's for sure. So the biggest movers and shakers so far, Jason Dippertito, there he is in the midst of this little battle in 14th place. Now 13th, he's up 10 positions in the first 4 laps of the race. So he's really got the go forward momentum, and the fastest lap of the race goes to the man right behind him, Robbie Griffiths, with a 1:34.97 at the moment. So the Fishy driver, Fishy Motorsports, going with Dippertito here, trying to find his way back after that early incident. So Halil looped it, got caught out on the marbles, so there you go. Very, very unfortunate after such a good qualifying performance and start. Darren Crosby now moves up into 2nd place. Nice textbook overtake down the inside. Quaney 57's there as well. Harris and Rick Viger, and Roderick's in there as well. Contact. as Sipple went wide as well out of turn 1 down the hill. They're still belting panels, these guys in front. M1 Racing's Chris Barrage and Rick Viger now get into it. Let's jump on board with Chris Barrage. So Halil sees is in the pits now, I think, to get that damage fixed, and rejoining is Jace Mikowski, who's gone off for MMS eSports. Also, I think, just making a meal of turn 1. Plenty of damage on that car as well. Out in front though, and comfortably 1.4 seconds in the lead. Rick Zibra leads Crosby, Header Shield and Quain now starting to attach himself to the back of this little pack. So welcome to our Facebook guests tonight. We'll head over there and have a look at a couple of comments. Dave Kirby's in the house. Keith Logan as well with 100 stars. Thanks, Keithy. Tyson Hammer with 100 stars. Thanks, man. Let's go Griffo, says Kirby early on as well. Well, he's the fastest man out on the racetrack at the moment, so you expect him to continue that forward momentum. What does he do on this lap? There he is, Robbie Griffiths. Crossing the line now. Great looking livery on this car as well. 13th place, does a 1:37.6, so just lost a bit of momentum on that lap compared to the one before. Evening Peter Kelleher as well, he's in the house. And the battle with Dibatito and Peter Latham for 14th place, raging hot. So we'll do some long shots for a moment here just to give you a look at this circuit, how much it undulates and drops. You can see there the foothills of Mount Fuji, of course, in the background. There it is. But it's a very up and down undulating racetrack, as Dibatito thought about a look there and then thought better of it. It's got a good flow to it as well, this track, for the V8 Supercars. They made 45 laps look pretty easy the other night. The one thing to note, obviously, is fuel strategy once again, and Rick Viger giving us some info the other night. 45 laps with a maximum fuel burn of about 3.35 litres per lap. Now they're limited to 50 litres for starting, which gives them about 15 laps. And the fuel limit of 65% gives them about 21 laps. So the critical laps start at lap 3, which we're beyond. You can now pit and make it a two-stop strategy. And lap 24 being the earliest you can come in for your final pit stop, and then be able to bring it home. Mark Peck and Richard Barella having a nice little scrap here. They've got Shannon McMillan just next up the road. He's running in 19th. So inside the top 20 again, a couple of Wodonga karts and parts cars just circulating together, and they're in a bit of a Pecky performance sandwich with Blanchard running 18th and Mark Peck at the back of that 19th and 20th battle in 21st place. The purple Pecky, we'll call him. Car 69 has just been given a drive-through penalty, and as we just heard the stewards reading that out, Mark Peck getting closer and closer, looks to the back of this double Wodonga parts, and oh, look out, there's a car way off the circuit there. That's Dave Garbett, is it? It is, the HSR driver, going for quite an excursion. Matty with the stars. Thanks, Matty. How you doing, mate? Sally says, let's go Queenie. We'll get Queenie 57 up on the screen.
They called in on lap 3, no further action on that one.
Shortly, race control dealing with little things here and there, but there is Michael Quain in this good battle with Header Shield, and this is helping Tim Harris also just close in on the locked on lads racing car. He's now going to have a shot at the back of Header Shield, I would presume, down the hill. But Quainey up into a top 3 position now. The Old Mate and Sons driver is he's on fire tonight, isn't he? So he's made up 2 positions off the start. Remember, Halil Caesar was leading, put it in the fence by himself, unfortunately. Now these drivers settling in. We don't have a safety car yet. We had a couple of the other night. I think 3 safety cars for the top split. So it was a busy little night for our safety car drivers, but so far, so good. So we ride on board with Gresh now. P11 looking at Troy Sipple in front. Chris Barrage then next up the road. So expect pit stops in about 7 to 8 laps, probably 7 or so laps in this race. And then we can start to talk about who's going to short fuel the first one and try and extend, and then offset the change with everyone else. We pretty much saw everyone running a similar strategy the other night. The HSR car of Tito now still moving beautifully through the field, 14th place. Buckland as well, he's up 11 spots. Craig Healy behind him. Gary Buckland in the Old Bates & Sons car with Pagnian on the side. Then you've got right behind him one of the Taipan cars, Craig Healy. This is the battle for 23rd as Healy goes through and puts Buckland back to 24th. Now Reg James in behind him with Michael Hayes. What a beautiful looking car that is. Benny's sponsorship on the side of the car, and he's currently 26th.
Race control, can you just check the been through and it has cleared?
Yeah, cover that.
So Rick
Yeah, cover that. Same the pit lane drive through.
Sibber leads this race as race control still dealing with a few drive-through penalties and clearing flags. Darren Crosby second for M1 Racing, and Michael Quain your top 3. Huddersfield is starting to fall back now. He's dropped back a second off this top 3 as we watch them come down past the start-finish line at full noise. There's the lap car of not sure who that lap car was, but there goes the top 3 now, separated by 0.4 of a second. And the gap back to Huddersfield, Harris and Hollis is well, it's blown out now to just on 3.5 seconds. Then you got Viger, Crosby, Barrage in there as well. Matty Monday further back. He goes a move from Peter Latham down the inside on Robbie Griffiths. Can he pull it up? He can. Nice overtake. That was textbook. Straight down the inside. Carrying a lot more speed into that braking zone. Obviously with the slipstream here, it's a long straight at Fuji. And you can really wind these V8 Supercars up. So the Racecraft car here, with Racecraft getting back on board as a sponsor for this series. Good to see him up in the top 14. Big thanks to Quantum Tint Solutions, of course, our major sponsor, SimSpec Engineering and Bay 21 Coffee for their input to make this season happen the way it does. Big shout out as well to the admin team who are working hard behind the scenes. And Luke Holland, who I've been in contact with today regarding this split. Ben Anthony, of course, who's on a slight hiatus. Hello to him if he's listening and watching. Hope you're doing well, mate. Getting some well-deserved rest.
Yeah, cover that, 79.
Back with the top drivers now, the top 3. Quainey a little bit closer now. Let's jump on board with him as he chases down Darren Crosby. Let's listen to this. What are you up?
No further action on that. Supercar actually met the majority of the process.
So looking pretty sweet there for Michael Quain on board as he now starts to weave his way down the pit straight here and challenge Rick Zibra for the lead. And well, Crosby's going to do that. In fact, Crosby's going to go down to the inside. He's committed, and Zibra will need to make sure he leaves a car width on the left, which he does. In fact, on the right, sorry, which he does. And now they run side by side. It's one of those racetracks where it flip-flops from left to right, and you can quite often get the position back if you do hang it out there, which he's just done. So he's being defensive at the moment, Rick. This will cost him a little bit overall lap speed, which will just help Quaney close right up on the back, and also Heddershield and Harris just starting to reattach themselves as well. This is on board with Simon Heddershield, so he lights the rear tyres up, but he's now got himself back within that sort of 1.5 second range to the drivers leading this race, which is good for his chances. As we see back in the pack, Peter Latham still fighting here with Matty Monday on a Sunday. And let's jump on board. Looking back from Matt's car, you can just see his last lap was a 37.3, and Latham was about 0.3 quicker around this circuit. So he's closing the margin, looking very, very good. Matthew Monday, one of the Fishy Motorsport drivers. They're a good little team, good little outfit. Currently running in the top 12 of this V8 split 2. What is season number 12, can you believe? So flying through them. Already at round 3. This is round 4 next week. As we look at the calendar quickly for what's going on. So we're off to Laguna Seca next week. Then we go to Sandown on the 14th of July, which will be massive. Monza and Sebring, Phillip Island, Suzuka, Nordschleife, Imola, and Alden Park. So there's a lot going to happen, that's for sure. We cross back to the race leader. Rick Zibra still leading from Quaney now, as Barrage is in the pits, so is Mark Peck, Tim Harris in the pits as well. Will Wilson's asking, does McKnight have something to do with Fishy behind the scenes? Are you indicating that because of the livery? It is a similar livery, isn't it, to the Synergy Sim Racing livery, and Parramatta Isuzu on the side as well. So car looking good. 3 old mates in the top 10. We do. We've got a new replay supply this week, so we've got a couple of little hiccups there. We are losing a bit of data at certain points. We'll try and keep it running smoothly for you as we look back between McMillan. This is Matthew McMillan we're on board with now, and behind him Matthew Monday. A couple of Maddies fighting here over 11th place, and McMillan goes off the circuit. So Matthew McMillan loses the position. On the inside goes Monday, Christopher Blanchard. Oh, and he's gone around there, Matthew Monday, and puts it in the wall. So after all that good work, he's just lost it all by himself. And he's just clobbered the fence again, which will do more damage, sadly. And now he gets up and running. Be careful on the rejoin here, as Craig Healy goes through and moves himself up into the top 19. So Heddershield and Sipple into the lane now for their pit stop. We're starting to see more of the drivers come in. I thought that's about a lap early, according to Rick Feiger's. Oh, sorry, no, it's not a lap early at all, is it? But you should be able to get 15 laps out of a tank of fuel. So these guys are just coming in a bit early. They'll top it up to the brim. That'll give them about 21 laps on their second stint, which gets them nicely beyond half race distance and well within the window to have one more stop to finish the race. 2-stop strategy, obviously, tonight. The way to go. So it's Frog Leap leading over Old Mates and Sons in M1, your top 3. You've got Goosey and Gretsch as well. A couple more of the Old Mates and Sons in 5th and 6th place, followed by the Shadow Racing, Peter Latham, and Fishy Motorsports, Robbie Griffiths up in 8th place now. Shannon McMillan for Donga Carson Pass. Dave Garbutt tonight, the top HSR driver, running in the top 10 now with Richard Brella behind him. Then the top Taipan eSports driver in 12th place is Craig Healy, followed by Todd Martin and Wayne Lecomte. So Wayne at the moment up 23 positions. He's come from the back of the pack. Not sure what happened with qualifying for Wayne, but he's fought his way along nicely now into 14th place. Same with Hayes and Gary Buckland, all starting from the rear of field. Is Buckland missing some of that car? He is. The whole rear assembly is off the back of that car. So I was just told that the server was glitchy all race long Thursday. Data cutting in now. Well, there you go. So we'll just deal with it tonight as we see the leaders down the pit lane. Stephen Gretsch goes through. He'll take over the lead of the race now. Says thank you very much. I can enjoy myself in some clear air. He's got a gap of about 8.8 seconds to 34th place. Matthew Munday up the road. So Robbie Griffiths as well goes through. He's yet to stop. So is Dave Garbutt. So the top three yet to come into the pits. I think everyone else filing in. Todd Martin maybe going around for another lap. He is. So he's also yet to stop, as is Wayne Lecomte. So all those drivers in the top five now are yet to stop in this race for fuel for their first pit stop. Michael Hayes has joined the back of that queue as well, as I think we just see one of the cars coming out of the pit lane there. Was that Roderick? Roderick's just coming down the pit straight. I do apologise. Trying to see where Quaney is. He's just coming out now, so he's dropping outside the top 10. And there's Halil Caesar as well, getting himself back into this. So nice effort for Halil. He's been putting in some pretty quick laps in the 35s consistently, and finds himself in 11th place now. So a comeback drive for a man that was leading and sat on pole position at the start. Unfortunately, spun around and went to the back of the field. So back into 11th. Good stop. So into the pits now comes Stephen Gretsch for his first of two stops. Remember the top six we're watching now, yet to stop. So out of all those drivers, the one leading the race effectively is Roderick Hollis. So Frog Leaped Juice Racing driver as header shield goes around in the background. That lets Harris through. Sibra and then Season not too far back as well have a piece of that action. The top four come in. Now I'm just trying to see, well, Wayne, yeah, Wayne's in as well, and we should see Michael Hayes trundle down to the pit lane, which he does. That'll release Roderick Hollis back into the lead of this race as we go on to lap 16. He's currently behind Riali on the track there, but Mario Riali has been lapped tonight, so not having the best of fun tonight. Tim Harris has impressed again tonight for the locked on lads motor racing team. He's got himself up 4 spots into the top 2 now. Hollis is up 9 spots, by the way, from just on the fringes of the top 10 to the leading this race on lap 16. So incredible effort. Quaney said, my COVID ISO racing was so sick. Good as we look at a little move here between Weston and McMillan. Job done, although the switch back from McMillan I think is also going to be quite effective, which it is. So now Shannon jumps back into 16th place, and both these drivers should be working together because they're trying to catch this man, Braden O'Loughlin, who is up 15 spots for Juice Racing, currently running 15th, so he's basically halved the...
Can I get a tow, thanks?
Oh, that was Clark, wasn't it? So where's Roy Clark? He's in the fence and in a little bit of trouble. This could be a safety car. That's down to turn 1.
Safety car, safety car.
There you go. So safety car, boards and flags.
Turn 1.
And he's stuck on the wall, sadly. So that's one of those annoying iRacing issues where you have a minor impact with a barrier, but it locks you in there. And we've got our first safety car period. So the drivers will need to close in behind the safety car, which
out the track.
it'll pick up shortly.
Caution going into turn 1,
And then
please.
we'll get
Safety
around
car's right on
for
the
a
edge of
lap
turn 1.
or so under full course caution. Safety cars mean quick drink break. We're back with you in 30 seconds.
Can I tow now, Rex?
Yes, you can. Once you have joined the safety car queue, please move over to the left-hand side of the circuit to let the lap cars pass on the right-hand side. Do not pass until I let you pass. Car 69, you may pass on the right. Car 777, you may pass on the right. Safety car will be in at the end of this lap.
As you can hear, safety car is coming in into the lap, and we are on lap 18 of 45. So this will extend the middle stint for quite a few of the drivers. Remember, the critical lap to bring it home, as set out from our information pre-broadcast from Rick Weiger, is lap 24. So we're only 6 or so laps away from that. If we were to get a safety car around lap 24, you'll see everyone jump in the pits, fill their cars to the brim, and then bring it home from there on. In the top 3, Hollis has made up 9 spots, so he's looking very good. Harris is, of course, up 2 positions. No, in fact, he's up 4 positions. And then Haddishield, who's dropped a position, runs in 3rd. The next 2, Sibber and Quain, have started currently where they started the race. And then Caesar is 6th place after dropping a heap of positions with that spin. So then you got Crosby, Weiger, Barrage, and Troy Sipple has now put himself inside the top 10. Behind him, Blanchard is up 13 spots and is really moving his way through the order. Christopher Blanchard, so another of the Pecky cars, running with his mate there, Troy Sipple. Then you got Gretsch and Griffiths and Dibatito to round out your top 14. Let's get ready for the restart. The Porsche should be clearing off into the distance shortly, and then the restart will belong to Roderick Hollis. He can go when he wants to.
Sorry, guys behind me, everyone stopped suddenly.
This car is leaving the field. Please maintain 80 k's. I'll let you know when the cars in the pit lane feel free to go green. Just a reminder that you may overlap out of the last corner. You cannot pass until the control line.
So the Porsche safety car clears off into the distance. You can hear it screaming away. And now Hollis in control, ready to restart. Will he wait or will he go early here? He's going to go really wide and then try and square off the corner, I think, and fire away.
There, safety car's in the lane. You can free to race.
So the pack being bunched up behind, Hollis is waiting. He can go any time between here and the control line, but he wants to probably go a little bit earlier. They'll be ready for him now, that's for sure. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the throttle, ready to punch away as soon as he does. It's a long hold. He can get all the way nearly to the line if he wants to. So there's the pit entry control line. Now he's going to continue this push. Now he goes, so it's a late blast off about halfway down the straightaway. The rear of the field is still trying to come to terms with that. You can see they haven't even moved yet. Now they're getting underway. Hollis did jump and leads into turn 1 as Heddershield very late on the brakes, and Sibber and Harris go wheel to wheel. He sees us all over the back as well of Quaney 57. Further back, good restart there for Mark Peck and Shannon McMillan as well. Down the hill they go. A few clouds of brake lock-ups in the background, but nothing to write home about. They'll release them in the end. But Hollis did just what the doctor ordered, 7/10 of a second on the restart.
Sorry, Rich.
Great job. So he needs to try and just break away here, build himself a bit of a lead, and then when it gets to lap 24, he knows he can come in and serve that pit stop and then run to the end of this race. The gap now nearly a second on the restart lap. He's come out really, really quick. Top, top 8, 9 cars, in fact, just on 4 seconds off this restart. And you got Troy Sipple running in 10th, and barrage in front of him. Christopher Blanchard behind in 11th as well. Decent job. Griffiths continues to move along as Dibatito impresses tonight. Braden O'Loughlin now works his way up into the top. Oh, someone spun. Was that Barrage? Did off the track. So Chris Barrage in one Motorsports. Just gone backwards a few places there. But I was going to say O'Loughlin driving really well tonight. He's up 16 positions. He's holding out McMillan. He's going to try and hold him out again now as they head down towards turn 1. The schedule for this week, Will, is let me remember what time zone I'm in right now. It's been a crazy hectic schedule. This week, Monday for Roads to Rumble, Tuesday for the sports sedans. Wednesday sees us with the Improved Production Series back on Wednesday from Long Beach. I was talking to Dave Worrell about that today. So a 3-lap little sprint races from Long Beach Wednesday night, then V8 Veterans Thursday, and the V8 Vets Split 2 Sunday. Again, just like this week, I don't fly until Sunday, so let's run with that for now. So all our Split 2 drivers know that they can relax. Johnny Van Ree does a great job doing the Split 3. Oh, Heddershield with a big wag of the tail. Johnny Van Ree does a great job with the Split 3s on a Friday. He can move forward to a decent time slot, 8 o'clock. And Split 2 will be every Sunday for the next couple of weeks as Lachlan has gone around. Yeah, it is a Lachlan around there. He's just backing out of the way now. And
10-11 on the inside.
Yeah, race control's all over that, so good job, race control. And he loses a lot of positions there because the field is so compressed due to that safety car. That means O'Loughlin falls all the way back down to 36th place and a bit of damage to boot, unfortunately for him. Crossing the line to start lap 21. Hollis, 0.8 of a second the lead. They're lapping in the 35s at the moment in the background. Caesar having a look at Quaney down the inside. He's all locked up. Can he stop it? He can. That was a little bit risky. I thought for a second he was going to launch into the side of Quaney 57, but he got it pulled up in the end. Hard on the brakes. Carries a lot of corner through that. I tell you what, that bollard, if that was real life, that bollard would have been putting a big mark on the front end of that car. So Caesar 6 chasing this plane battle. Then you got Crosby and Viger behind them. Troy Sipple's now up into 9th place, and Christopher Blanchard rounds out your top 10 as the Peck Performance cars continue to work together to bring themselves up higher in this race. Mark Peck's in a battle as well with Reg James, who's recovered nicely to 15th from starting down near the back. So he's up 17 positions. Dibatito, Shannon McMillan, and then Reg James have all gone incredibly well through this race. Easy, hello mate. I'm doing well, thank you, and hope you're doing well as well. Over on Twitch, lurking on Twitch, mate. I like that. Get a lot of people on Twitch as we see Quain right underneath the wing now of Tim Harris. Pulls to the inside. This should be a job well done into the braking zone, and it is. Locked On Racing Car now falls back behind into 5th place and leaves a cloud of smoke as well in his wake, as now Rick Sibra gets a great run on header shield. These two battling over 2nd position now. All the while this is helping Hollis bring that lead out to just on 2 seconds. It's 1.92. Reg James has gone around. There's a big crash down in turn 1. There's a pile up down there as everyone tries to find their way around. And who's the other car there? There's Sipple. No, sorry, it's Reg. And Simon Pitt was one of the other cars involved, and he's got up and running again. But Reg and maybe Mark Peck was the other one. Unfortunately for them, I think Race Control may deem someone to be responsible for all that carnage. And they'll get themselves a bit of a hiding, as we see header shield still with the elbows out trying to hold on to this 2nd position. They're making him work hard. They're about 2 more laps off a comfortable pit stop or a 2nd pit stop to then be able to bring it home from there. So you just got to be patient now. Hold on to the tyres if they're getting a little bit squirrely to drive right now. Just be, like I say, be patient. 2 more laps, you can get rid of them, you can get some new tyres on, and that'll take you through to the end of the race. The pit strategy, pretty straightforward. So far, everyone has stopped. Caesar stopping on lap 4 means that he's on a bit of an alternate strategy to everyone else. You can see how many laps he's already pushed out in this mid-sector. 18 now. Lap 18 for Caesar compared to 12 for your race leader. And lap 9 for the 2 drivers on his screen right now. In fact, 8 for Queenie and Sibra. Oh, was there contact there? That was very close between those two. Michael Quain now challenges and chases Rick Sibra. Thanks, Graham Ellis, for the stars as well, man. Are the stars popping up tonight? I'm not seeing them. I think they're turned on. I know we have to turn them off for the Pro Series. It's definitely working there. Another lock up there for the Frog Leap Juice Racing car. He's punishing these tyres. He stopped on lap 14, so he's only about 9 or 8 laps into this stint. He doesn't want to do that too often, overheat him. He's just dropping back a little bit, and I can tell you what, Caesar is all over the back now of Michael Quain. He's trying to find a way through, and I reckon he may at the end of this straightaway. A little
Race Control 60. Sorry, mate.
Oh. Blanchard asking Race Control to look at something, but then was cut off, I think. So Halil's in a great position to make his move now, and I think he's going to pounce and bring himself up into 4th place. So in the background as well, Viger having a look at Crosby, deciding not to go for it. And they're quite compressed here with Kelleher and Blanchard fighting. Goosey's also having a look now. They're almost 3 wide. In fact, they are nearly 3 wide as they head down towards turn 1, but Darren Goosey late on the brakes down the inside. It's a big dive there for Blanchard, wasn't it? Nice job. And Peter Latham's getting a good view of this as well. We're on board with him. So he can see Blanchard and Kelleher in front. He's also got to be careful because he's got Barella right beside him. Oh, contact there. Keep the boot into it. Peter Latham. Oh, so he does get through Barella. Latham loses out of position. Probably due to that little incident in front, which he was cautious there to lift out of the throttle. A lot of drivers that wouldn't do that, and it usually ends up in a big wreck. So well done, Peter Latham there. Good awareness as we see him now finish up another lap here at Fuji. What a great circuit! So good to have that in, have this in iRacing now. Another fantastic track.
Charles, can you just have a quick check of that? I'm not sure what happened.
So back with your race leader to start lap 25 of 45. Header shield's under a massive amount of pressure in the background. Rick Sibra, here he comes. Frog Leap View Racing car is about to sneak alongside and into the braking zone. If you can run nice and wide, keep it out of the marbles, and then drive off the corner, he should be able to hold down that 2nd place. But Rick's got to deal with the fact that Simon Hershfield is super late on the brakes again.
Pit lane
And holds.
car 79 for right lane.
So that was a pit lane penalty for car, was it 29? Hello, sure.
Sorry, Wayne, that wasn't a good spot to do that, man.
Nah, no worries at all.
Car 669, incident call down on lap 23, will be looked at post-race.
Peter Latham holding on there. Peter Kelleher's up 11 spots now into the top 20. For Synergy Sim Racing, in fact, he will move up another spot, I think, now as... I thought we had someone in the pits, we don't. Mikowski's in 19th. He's made up one position in the race, and he's chasing down Todd Martin in the Scorpion eSports car as they fan out again. In the background you can see the Taipan cars fighting Weston and Healy. Little team battle going on here between those guys, and they've got Matthew McMillan then tucked up behind them, Buckland and Lecomte as well. The next drivers to finish the top 25, it's Lachlan in the pit lane, sadly. Not sure if his race is going to continue. We've got a couple of drivers down a few laps now. We're on lap 26. And Lachlan, is he? Oh no, he's just getting repairs. You can see the front right destroyed on that car, so that's not very good at all. As Todd Martin back to this little battle between himself, Mikowski, and then Kelleher, 18th, 19th and 20th, would jump on board with Peter for Synergy Sim Racing. The 023. Let's listen to the exit out of this corner. Does he get wheel spin? So it looks like he's got a fair bit of grip at the moment. He's holding it with Todd Martin here. Both drivers not bad on the last lap. Mikowski did a 36.5. It was a 36.7 for Munn and a 37.1 for the driver in front, who they're chasing down. So Richard Barella under some pressure now because Mikowski is quicker. He wants to try and get through. Tim Harris in the lane now for his second and final pit stop. So we're starting to see a couple of the top drivers now decide it is time to get it into the pits, fueled up, tyres to the end, and bring it home. So Roderick at the moment looking very, very good. Comfortable out in front. The battle for fourth, though, is where the action is at. And Rick Viger is starting to look a little bit racy here on lap 28 as well. Let's see what he can do. He get himself a top 5 finish tonight. He'd be pretty happy with that, I think. Down the bottom end of the circuit now under the Dunlop signage. For the right-hand turn in, can they hold it together without wheel spin? Pretty good, using the curb as a bit of a berm. Helps slow the car and rotate the car as well. Here's another driver that we haven't seen a lot of before this season, Stephen Gretsch. He's driving very nicely in 9th place. Peter Latham says, great spread of coverage tonight. Well done, Luke. Thanks, mate. Trying to share it around. Share the love. In fact, let's go through the whole order for you. Let's start with our leader, Roderick. Hollis leading this race. Rick Sibber runs in P2. There's your gap, 3.3 seconds. Then it's Heddershield, followed by Quain, Crosby and Viger. And then you got Troy Sipple coming down across the line now. Pecky Performance Racing Car. Quantum Tint Solutions, followed then by Jason Dibattito, Gretsch and Griffiths. Good little battle between these two into the braking zone. On the inside, it's Gretsch holding it all together at the moment. Then you got the first of the WKMP cars, Shannon McMillan. And then Monday, Boyce, Blanchard and Latham in this little scrap for 12th place.
Car 052 to incident on lap 24.
052 gets a pit lane penalty as we then look back further. Mikowski and Barella, then Tim Martin dropping all the way back to 18th place now with Scott Weston, McMillan and Healy behind him. Then you got Buckland and Lecomte.
Seriously, he'd lost control.
Scott Weston not happy with the pit lane penalty. Dave Garbutt then 24th, Riali 25th, Simon Pitts 26th, and then you got Hazy and Dave Bordock at the moment running down in 28th place. Little Caesars made his second stop. He can run to the end of this race now. He's running in 29th, ahead of Darren Goosey for Old Mates and Sons. Kelleher's in the pits as well. Drops off the jacks now in 31st place. Chris Barrage coming down the pit straight in 32nd. Reg James 33rd. And then you've got Braden O'Loughlin, who's had a few hits tonight, running in 34th. Tim Harris 35th. Then it's Mark Peck and Roy Clark, down there in 37th place, all the way back at the rear of field. So a lot going on, not a lot of battles at the front. We can see further back in the pack though, Dibattito leading this little scrap between Gretsch and Griffiths, who are wheel to wheel for P6 in this race. Nice and close. Might try and switch back on him here. The 60 goes down the inside and job done. So that was Robbie Griffiths now up 2 spots into the top 6, chasing Dibattito, who's made up 18 positions in this race. Yet to stop for his second stop here is your pit strategy. Just goes to show Latham stopped on lap 14, and in the safety car period he stopped again. So exit turn 1, we've got a caution. Just trying to see if that's someone who's down at turn 1. Bordock's about to arrive on the scene, so we'll have a look, see if there's anything to be cautious of. So it's all cleared. I think someone's done a spin. You can see the dust and tyre smoke just hovering in the air down there at turn 1. So Sibber leads. We wait Heddershield running second, then it's Quain, Sipple, Dibattito, Griffiths challenging Dibattito now. Let's run on board with Robbie. P6 for Fishy Motorsport. Between Frog Leaps and Fishers, this has been a busy little service tonight. Busy racing, and let's see if someone shapes to the pit lane. He does. Dibattito in. Griffiths will carry on for another lap and try and overcut him. Dibattito looking to try and get closer to Troy Sipple, but all the drivers in front will need to stop again. So the fastest driver at the moment who has made 2 stops is Weston and McMillan. They stopped on lap 16 and 15, so not ideal. They'll still need another stop, those two, so that second strategy not really working out just yet with 2 stops already. They'll need a third, that's for sure. And we look back further then to see what Halil Caesar's doing, making a race of this after that incident at the start. He's back into 26th now, coming down to cross the line. This will push him up into, I guess he's got to benchmark himself against this guy, Roderick, who is ultimately leading this race in 21st position. What lap time does he do though? He's in the 35s, is Caesar, 35.7 last time around in the Cooler Master TSM car. Divertido comes out of the pits as Goosey comes down just behind, so Darren...
Sorry about that, Rick. Not one of my finest moments.
All good, mate. Apology there from one driver to another. So lap 32 about to get underway, and we'll quickly do some hellos whilst we've got a chance here. Keller not happy with something by the sounds of things. As we
Car 023.
he's got damage too, doesn't he?
Unsafe entry.
So an unsafe re-entry there. He's called out.
Yeah, cover that, we'll have a look.
Race control will have a look. I'm trying to think which car it might have been the other car on the scene, because there's a lap car there with him, which is Hayes, with a fair bit of damage as well. But I think Hayes already had that damage from before, and that's going to force Kelleher in for another pit stop, unfortunately, in the Synergy Sim Racing number 023. Header Shield still holding out Quaney for P3 at the moment. I think Michael may challenge towards the end of this race though, and it's still up in the air where they will end up after their pit stop. They can easily bring it home from here on in, so now it's just a matter of picking the moment you want to try and make your strategy fit tonight. And you know, someone like Quayne here sitting behind, if he's got raw pace in that car, maybe you should think about an undercut, jumping in a little bit early here to Header Shield, and then coming out on some fresh tyres and trying to just blast past him. Roderick's just done a new fastest lap of the race, by the way. I thought they were shaping for the pit lane, but they're not. Oh, they are. So there you go. Header Shield's gone in. That'll release Quaney to try and overcut him. Hollis, who we're on board with now, just did a 1 minute 34.9, so the first driver into the 34s now. In fact, Rick Sibra, who leads, has also done a 34, so the Frog Leap cars are absolutely in tune with this racetrack, aren't they? So let's go through some lap times at the moment. This is the best we've seen so far tonight, and at the moment there's only two drivers that have dipped into the 1 minute 34s, both from Frog Leap Juice Racing. Rick Sibra up there in the lead did a 34.975 and a 34.951 for Hollis. Both those drivers really turning the screws tonight, which is good. Will we see other drivers dip into the 34s as well? It's quite spread out at this stage of the race. If we go to an interval on the left-hand side, you'll just see the gaps between cars. Only two of them showing within 1 second. It's McMillan to Gretsch and also Lecomte to Pitt. So, like I say, it's a bit of a procession at the moment, waiting obviously for the last pit stop, which we've got Troy Sipple in the lane now for his final pit stop. And then generally with the V8 vets, you see gloves off for the final stint and full speed ahead. But where will it end up? Sibra still leads the race. He's coming up on some traffic now, so maybe good time to make his final stop. He's going to have to pass Harris and O'Loughlin otherwise, and both those drivers are particularly good drivers, so they've had some hard luck tonight, which has put them on the back foot. So definitely with blue flags, it makes it a bit easier, but you'll lose some race time here. If Quayne can sense that on the relative, see that he's coming up behind some cars as well, maybe Quaney and jump in and make his stop just a lap earlier to try and hunt down some of that 4.4 second margin. It was a 30.6 fuel stop for Sibra and a 30.2 for Quain last time in the lane. So they're going to take very similar amounts of fuel on board as well. 31.4 for Robbie Griffiths, so he may be able to take a little bit less. And
on lap 30, no further action.
No further action from the incident on lap 30. Race Control all over everything tonight, so well done to Race Control. Big thanks to all the admin team and a big thanks to our sponsors too. Quantum Tint Solutions, of course. Troy Sipple and the crew have been there helping out as Kelleher questions the no further action. And Monday goes for a bit of a Thursday night slide on the grass. Race Control just ignoring the really, and they get on with it. So Sibra, will he come in this lap? You can see he has passed both those lap cars, so he didn't muck around dealing with them. Didn't take him wrong at all. That was the voice of Dave Baldock, who is right there at the moment. Banter Alliance car looking beautiful in the sunshine here at Fuji on a Thursday/Sunday broadcast. Everyone else staying safe with the rain. I know we've had a ridiculous amount of rain here again tonight. Luckily, everything's still working. Touch wood, internet's still fine, but this place is soaking at the moment. Something like 200 mils of rain today. It's crazy. How's everyone else sporting at the moment? A bit wet behind the ears. So Sibra in the pits, and here we go. This will trigger, I think, a few more. Quaney's come in as well from P2. Robbie Griffiths will be next to come around and shape to the pits or carry on. So we're looking back to Hollis. He's about a third of the lap to go. Now, he's the man that's really being challenged by Sibra, but he's being held up at the moment by Lecomte. Now this is for track position. There's no blue flags here, and Wayne's done a good job to put himself in 6th, but this is hurting Hollis slightly, who I think has a little bit more lap speed. He should be able to blast past him here, but we're going to have a look where Sibra is. He's still up on the block, so he hasn't finished fueling. Now he has finished fueling. He dumps the clutch. And I reckon Hollis may just sneak through back into what will be effectively the lead of the race. And he goes through now, and he gets past Lecomte as well. You can see Sibra behind. And then Quaney comes out what is a net 3rd position, I think, once everyone else stops. Haddershield a net 4th position, sitting in 7th place. And then it's Sipple and Caesar, who are just battling behind, this little battle between them for 8th position. So we've got to see Griffiths and Gretsch still pit from the lead of the race. Once they do, we'll have a clear indication on who is who and who is where. Wayne Lecomte, also another car in 4th place, will need to stop again as well. So he has not made his 2nd pit stop, and that will ultimately drop him outside of the top 10. You would think. Jason Mikowski, he's had his 2nd stop. He's now fighting with Matt McMillan. This is 15th place. McMillan missing the bumper bar off, and missing the bonnet off that car. And then good scrap here with the MMS eSports driver, Jace Mikowski. And the two of them, best lap times in the 36s and the 35s. Mikowski dives down the inside, big move. Doesn't work out just yet. Now he lights up the throttle to try and get around the outside of McMillan. So good close racing between these two. Gloves are off. And Mikowski fighting. He might try and switch back to the inside. And great fight between our green machines tonight. Matty McMillan in front, missing some parts, and then Mikowski and Richard Barella as well. Another green car. 3 greenies in a row. We love our greens. Next scrap Down the field, it's this one between Matt Munday, Chris Barrage, Glenn Boyce is there as well, and Garbett on board now with David Garbett looking forward as he squeezes the throttle onto the pit straight to try and get maximum traction, maximum drive. All these drivers should have had their second stop now so they can run to the end. Garbett, who we're on board with, stopped on lap 31, so pretty comfortable to bring it home from there. Lap 37 of 45 now. And these two still circulating out in front, yet to make their second stop or commit to it. They're 8/10ths apart and 29.6 seconds ahead of our net leader, Roderick Hollis, who is driving out of his skin tonight. Once again, he's just incredibly fast, consistent, and into the pits comes your race leader, and Gretsch is in as well. So now we're going to get an indication on where we're at, and Griffiths in, Gretsch in, Hollis will just come around shortly, and I think he'll easily get back into the lead of the race. In fact, these two teammates are going to be fighting, I reckon, all the way to the end here. Hollis and Sibra, the Juice Racing team, have got this this second split sewn up at the moment, haven't they? Both these two been so good. Sibra's going to have a shot here at Hollis. I don't think there's any team orders. This is just on for one and all. 177 on the left. That is Hollis, and we're on board with Sibra, who goes down the inside and takes him for turn one. We'll see Hollis probably try and switch back, but no glory there. That was a great overtake. Quaney's just behind them as well. There is Michael Quain, currently sitting 2.9 seconds off the lead, so he's got a comfortable P3 at the moment. Header shield further back, he's 3.06 seconds off the back of Quain. And then you've got to look 6 seconds back to find Troy Sibyl, who's ahead of Halil Caesar, Robbie Griffiths, Gretsch, Dibatito, and rounding out your top 10 is this man Shannon McMillan. Will says the rain hasn't stopped since it started. Halil's got lots of rain in the next 2 days, 100 mil plus for both days coming. Flood warnings are issued again. Stay safe, everyone. Yeah, it's just insane at the moment. It's not a good time to be owning a motorbike, I'll tell you that. My motorbike has not seen much love at all this last few months. In fact, the last year with summer being an absolute write-off as well. Mikowski still in this green man battle between McMillan himself and Barella, and this has helped Todd Martin close the margin as well. 2 seconds now to the battle up front. McMillan went off there, I think. We didn't see it. Barella's got through. Mikowski's now leading that little trio and starting to pull away. The last lap was Mikowski over Barella by just over a second, so there's some difference in lap speed between them. Matt McDillon did a 36.6 though, which was still 4/10 slower than Mikowski. So hopefully Jace now is clear. He can start to pull away, give himself a little bit of a buffer and stay out of this battle. Dave Garbett having a scrap here with Monday, and then you got Boyce in this as well. On board with Glenn Boyce now, getting a great run down the pit straight. So is Rick Viger, who's just behind him. He's getting a triple toe here, Viger, and he may just push through. Viger pulls out of the slipstream and he goes for a run down the inside. And he's going to try one on Garbett as well, and he does. Good overtake, so really late on the brakes there, Rick Viger. That was precision. And up into 21st now for Rick. Good little overtake. That was well executed. Rick Sibra starting to pull away too. So he's now 1.4 seconds clear of his teammate. Did a 35.1, 1.2 seconds quicker on the previous lap than Roderick Hollis. Quaney did a 35.4, so he's about 3/10 off the race leader, which is helping Quain now close the margin to Hollis in front. I wonder if Hollis is in a bit of fuel trouble, although it's Rick Sibra who's got the fuel troubling numbers, only taking 18.2 seconds worth of fuel in that pit stop versus 22 seconds for Hollis and only 16 for Quain, so he's really short fueled the car for this final stint as he holds on to P3. Currently 4.6 seconds clear of header shield, and Troy Sibyl driving beautifully at the moment, up in the top 5 leading Caesar and Griffiths in this little battle between them. Let's jump on board with this man. I thought there was a car on the inside there. It's disappeared behind. So Griffiths in 6th, fighting with Caesar while Sipple remains in front. A good scrap between these guys back in 5th and 6th place. One of the closest scraps we've got out there. In fact, Troy Sipple under some pressure now, and Griffiths does go up into 5th. A little Caesar will be watching this, just behind. We'll jump on board with him. He closes right up in the back now of Troy Sipple. Remember, Halil started from pole position, looped the car around, found himself way down the auto. He's fought back using a bit of tricky strategy as well. Got himself back up into this. And he attacks now the back of Sipple and Griffiths to try and steal himself at least P5 in the race. Will be good for his championship points if he can get there on lap 41 or 45. So it's counting down back in the pack. Martin and McMillan. That's Matthew McMillan fighting well, and Gary Buckland is going wheel to wheel here with Tim Harris for 24th place into the braking zone. They go, and another little battle going on down the order. We've got Hazy as well from behind the grandstand there, fighting with Wayne Lecomte for 28th position, and then behind them Weston and then Dave Baldock. Hello, mate. Car looking beautiful as always. The blue 37, starting lap 41 of 45. He continues on his merry way. Back to the front, there's 1.4 seconds to gap. It is gapped out big time. Let's have a look at the track map to show the intervals. You can see 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th on the pit straight now, with 5th just coming around the final corner. 5th and 6th are now back 14 seconds off the lead of this race. So I don't think they're going to challenge, as again Martin and Barrage bang doors or clang doors out on the racetrack. This is Todd Martin up 11 spots into 17th. So he's had a wonderful afternoon of racing. If he can keep this up, it's good championship points. Only at round number 3, so it's a long way to go in the series. But every point counts. As off the track, Shannon McMillan's gone very deep down at turn 1 and has to be careful on the rejoin because he's come in behind Jason DiPetito and Darren Goosey. So a little mistake there, a little costly mistake in fact, just to drop a few points. Just when we're talking about championship points, dropped a few places, which means some points go begging down the inside. Barrage on Martin. That's another textbook overtake, and I think it's job done. Not sure if it's job done. Not yet. Hanging on the outside, Todd Martin. He thinks, no, I'll come straight back at you down the inside. And as I said earlier in the broadcast, this racetrack is made for moves like that. Now the M1 car is trying to stay nose on the inside, just can't do it, which gives Todd the advantage, and he holds on to that 17th place. Good driving. Very good driving by these young fellas. So out in front, 1.6 seconds. He's looking comfortable, isn't he? Rick Seabird will win this one again. He is flying. They've dropped Quain by quite a margin. Quain, I think, just trying to manage now the gap to Header Shield, who's got it down to 2.7 seconds. Simon was about 8 tenths quicker on the previous lap. And what is he on this lap? Once again, 8 tenths. So he is cutting a little bit of the margin here out of Michael Quain, but with only 2 more to go after this one, I think he'll be safe. See if he can get that Old Mates and Sons entry home for a podium tonight, because the fully flawed racing driver is fully flawed. is moving now, and he's closing in. That 4th place isn't good enough for him. He wants 3rd. He wants a podium interview tonight, and he's getting there. So a bit of biff and barge down the order between these guys. Todd Munn's in there, so's Barrage. Rick Viger, I think, got a bit roughed up there as well. Oh, Garbutt was wide. He had a wheel on the grass. He loses positions. But Rick Viger, I think, was the one that maybe got a little bit roughed up, and you can see the ding in the door. I wonder if that was with Todd Munn or Crosby. Crosby's cleared out to 16th. So, like I said, these guys have been racing very close quarters, and that bit of contact has been noted by the stewards. Let's see if they have some sort of reply, maybe a post-race penalty, if there was any intent there. We didn't see it, so we don't really know to judge on what happened. But Crosby 16th and Viger 17th, and you got Martin, Barrage, and Reg James in the Banter Alliance car. Rounds out your top 20. Dave Garbutt, with that big moment a little while ago, falls back to 21st place. Rick Sibry now on his penultimate lap of the race. One more to go after this one for him. And the gap now is coming down. So Hollis has just taken a bit of a chunk out of him at the start of this lap. The last lap went still in the order of Rick Sibry doing a 35.8 and a 35.2 for Hollis. So in fact, no, it was the last lap. He took 6/10 out of him. And he is really starting to close up onto the back of his teammate. Will we see one last ditched run or a bit of a challenge? There's no team orders as far as I'm aware. They get to race. That's what we love to see, isn't it? Meanwhile, Mac McMillan still fighting. He was Richard Barella. Mikowski has cleared out 2.4 seconds up the road as we expected. Barrage and James still fighting as well. And down the order, Weston trying to get past Lecomte. Has a look to the inside, but doesn't attack in the end. Just holds position, right? Only a lap to go now. They'll get the white flag this time around. We're on board with Rick Sibry. Let's have a look at the margin. It's down to 7/10 with a lap to go. That time will decrease. So he took 5/10 out of him on the previous lap. What will this lap be? 36.0 versus 35.6. So he took another 5/10 out of him on this lap as well. And he is closing down the gap. He's now 0.5 of a second and under brakes. Hollis looks very good, doesn't he? So could we see one last little change tonight? Or will they just line up and do a nice photo finish for their promo?
Giving it back to you. Big night, okay.
Gee, they've driven well, haven't they?
You have to do that.
Oh, we got Martin in the wall on the final lap of the race. So he's come a croppers down there. And rejoins 24th place with that little error. Didn't hear any call to race control, so possibly nothing in it. Into the pits comes Chris Barrage, unfortunately, to retire that car, so that's unfortunate. So back with your race leader, the gap 0.4 of a second. We're halfway through the final lap. This is where it's at. Can he hang on? Rick Sibry for Frog Leap Juice Racing, pushing well and trying to bring it home for a win here tonight from Fuji for the Fuji 200 in the V8 Veterans Season 12. This is round number 3. Split number 2, 3 splits in this series. All of the drivers over the age of 40. One of the cleanest, fantastic run leagues you'll find in the world for iRacing and sim racing in general. Looks like Quaney 57. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, this is just a photo finish. I got a fright for a second there. I thought there was a fuel issue, but Sibry slows down. He waits for his teammate, and they're going to do the photo finish there. Cross the line, 1-2. Quaney 57 comes home for P3. Great result for him. Followed by Heddershield, who's had a great race too. 4th place. Robbie Griffiths will finish 5th. A little Caesar, the bounce back, just gets to the line ahead of Troy Sipple. Oh, sorry, that was O'Loughlin out of position there. Troy Sipple does get 7th. Then it's Gretsch, Goosey, and Dibatito rounding out your top 10. So good racing. We're going to wrap it all up shortly. We'll do some interviews. We'll go through the full results from Fuji here for the Fuji 200 Split 2 race. Rick Sibry, you can win it there. It's a Frog Leap 1-2. Front row lockout. They've won the race tonight. And Michael Quain finishes third. Fantastic result for him. So let's head over to the broadcast booth and see if we can't get him in for a quick chat. Rick, congratulations, man. Fantastic win tonight. I got a fright right at the end. Thought you were out of fuel, but you were slowing down for the photo opportunity. Well done, mate.
Nah, that's it, mate. Got to make it look good for the team. So, yeah, slowed down and let Rod catch up there a little bit. So, I had my eyes on the mirror, though. I wasn't sure if I could trust him or not, but he's done the right thing. So, yeah.
Oh, great racing. Now, tell us about just your run tonight. You look good out in front. You're in the 34s at one point, so I think between you and your teammate, you both got the quickest laps of the race, and there was about 3 100ths difference. So both of you super quick tonight.
Yeah, look, at the start of the night there, I said to the boys on Discord that this is probably going to be my drop round because I was really struggling through practice and quali. Like I couldn't even get into the top 10. So to pull the lap I did at quali, I was real surprised with that, and I thought, yeah, we might be on here. So yeah, just managed it quite well, mate. I was fast on full fuel, but when the tank started to get a bit low, like I've seen in the broadcast there, like quite a fair bit of locking in that.
Yep.
So yeah, after the second stint there, just managed the brake bias a little bit better, and the car sort of switched on, and from there just sort of knew what we had to do and keep it clean and hit all the apexes and just drive nice and clean and try and pass those lap cars as soon as I could without losing time, because I knew Rod was going to be right there. So yeah, from there, mate, that was it. So yeah.
Well, it's a bloody good drop round, I'll tell you.
I reckon if they're all like that, I'll take them all.
That's it. Well done, mate. We got Quaney57 with us too. Michael, you got yourself P3 tonight. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, pretty stoked. It's my first podium in V8 Vets. So yeah, pretty happy with the result. And I've actually got a positive COVID test on Tuesday, so I was pretty sick Thursday night racing. So.
Oh, that's man. You've done very well in that sense. It's not easy. You got the cough. You're coughing and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I've taken a couple of butter menthols before this, just so I don't start coughing my guts up in front of everyone. So, but yeah, no, I'm feeling pretty good now. But Thursday night was pretty rotten though. But really enjoyed the track though. That was an awesome track to race at. Just really fast and really smooth track, lots of room, heaps of overtaking. Like really enjoyed it. And I think the first couple of laps, I just knew that actually I was probably going to do it right this week because. Yeah, it's kind of like it reminded me a lot of the Red Bull rings, heaps of room and really fast. So yeah, really enjoyed the race.
Great job, Righto. We'll do some thank yous and well done to Roderick, who's not here in P2. But obviously, Rick, you'll be able to shout out to all your sponsors because you're teammates. So there you go. For Frog Leap Juice Racing, who would you like to thank?
Yeah, mate, we'll just go with the normal, just the Frog Leap guys and the juice sponsorship that we have with them. And but yeah, mainly the teammates, mate. Like, you know, you don't get to mention enough, and we all keep pushing each other and helping each other get faster and faster. And not only that, the other guys that are in the practice sessions every night too, like helping us, you know, push to get better and better. So just thanks to everyone in the whole series. It's just great.
Yeah, awesome job, mate. Great to see both cars up there, and obviously some good promo photos will come out of that with a nice one too. Well done.
Yeah, cheers, thanks, Luke. And hey, Quaney, let's hang on to our hats. Hey, if you've got COVID, mate, you'll be busting out plenty of laps for the next round.
No, well, they reckon it might be because I just eased up a bit. Maybe I was a bit quicker because I wasn't pushing as hard, making mistakes. But yeah, it's pretty exhausted. Yeah.
Who would you like to thank, Michael, for P3 tonight, mate?
I thank our sponsors, Pagnium Advanced Simulations, Rams Home Loans, Illawarra. Jason Dunn on the team is a mortgage broker, so if anyone's looking for a home loan, hit us up via our socials on Old Mate and Sons Motorsports on Facebook, and be able to get you in contact with Jason. Look, just want to also thank the series sponsors, Quantum Tint, can't even talk. Quantum Tint, I'm going to cough. Racecraft, Bay 21, SimSpec. Also really want to thank and call out Ben Anthony. He's having a bit of a break at the moment. I want to thank Luke, Cameron, and all the other safety car and safety car guys and race control guys. But also want to thank my team as well. We've been doing a lot of work in VRS and looking at the team's data, and Craig Friend up in Split 1, he's doing some really good laps at the moment, and I've been using his data. Also want to congratulate Stephen Gretsch on look, He's a rookie season in V8 Vets. He's doing so well. Yeah, just want to congratulate him on a great finish as well. So,
Well done, mate.
I want to thank you, Luke, as well, for putting on a great broadcast.
Thanks, mate. Well, get well. I know what it's like, so take care of yourself. Get the vitamin C into you, mate. Hopefully you're feeling fit, ready for next week when we head to the next circuit, which I think is Laguna Seca from memory. So Laguna Seca, another 200k race next week. Should be fun.
All right, thanks, Luke.
Cheers, boys. All right, thanks to Rick and thanks to Michael Quain as we finish up the broadcast for tonight. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. It was a lot of fun. There is the Froggy Cars finishing up tonight with a 1-2 and Michael Quain 57 rounding out your top 3. Congratulations. Until next time, I'm Luke. This is RACESTARS TV. This week's program, it is tomorrow night, Roads to Rumble. And then we've got Tuesday night with the Sports Sedans finale from Winton. And then Wednesday, we go to the Improved Production series, which will be good for round 4 of their series. Then V8 Vets back on Thursday. Till then, till next time, I'm Luke. Good night. Thanks everyone for tuning in tonight too. Big thanks to our star senders as Mr. Ellis wins Logan and Hammer tonight. You guys are legends. Thanks to everyone over on YouTube as well and Twitch. Until next time, catch ya.